Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Well, good afternoon. Because I'm pretty sure this video is not gonna post in the afternoon. Today y'all see me looking very raw. I have on no lashes. I have on a baseball cap right now because I didn't throw my do rag on. I'm sitting in the house. Also, y'all get to see Luther today. I have a portrait of Luther tattooed on me. It's very beautiful. It's done by Shogun and Mag. He also did the rest of the art that is on my chest, my shoulder. I still have more work to get done. I love tattoos, as we can see. So for people that's first tuning in, my name is Eva Darling. This channel was initially for mental health, so more and more, I will pinpoint those things. I'll talk about mental health or things that can help with mental health. I know this past weekend and past Monday was Valentine's Day, a day about love. I'm people that's might be your first video. I am a loctician on the south side of Chicago. So I had a lot of clients, come to get their hair done, couples, I love love. That is something that I talk about. I might be a hopeless romantic for the most part. This Valentine's Day, I did not have a date, but I went to, even though my baby will forever be my Valentine, I do not consider her a Valentine's Day, but I did get her flowers. My baby absolutely loves flowers. And I got her bloom. We went to go see the movie Marry Me. The movie Marry Me. And it's so funny because when I was watching the movie Marry Me, it's one line. I'm not sure if people are going to go see it or not. Oh, and I also took myself out to Shaw's that evening just, to grab something to eat. Shaw's Seafood House. Really good. Excellent. It's the crab cakes for me. It's the crab cakes. So she said in the movie, she had just found out some information about her significant other. And she said, if you want different, you have to do something different. And that's basically like the statement I'm always, trying to say, that to get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. And I think that, with this, because I said in my previous video that, I will take a step back from everything else and focus completely in on myself for the next 6 months. Not to say I'm not going to be hanging out, not to say I'm not going to be kicking and stuff like that, because you still need your leisure time. You still need, time to talk to friends, hang out with friends, companionship, you know what I'm saying? Not exactly like intimacy, but I mean, that's intimacy to a certain level with it like that. Because I'm all over the place today. Also, I was reading Bell Hooks too when I had went out to I was reading a novel by Bell Hooks. Communion is the novel that I was reading. So basically, in the novel, she said something, and this goes out for all the mothers out there, that celebrate this past Valentine's Day with their children, that's not currently dating. And she said, because her mother was afraid to leave her father at one point, and it was because she said, who will want me? I already have children just together, and I know a lot of women go through that phase after having children. You have a different body, you have a different mind, you have a different mentality and stuff like that. But, your children look at you as, just top tier. You're the best thing ever. Mommy's the best thing ever, you're beautiful, you're amazing, you know what I'm saying? And just like they see this, someone else sees that. The person that you're supposed to be with, they see this as well. And that's very important. That you take these things, you understand these things. But really what I want to really pinpoint on this episode is, you just, being solid in what you believe in your beliefs and not compromising yourself too soon. Because I'm not going to say you're not going to have to compromise in relationships, stuff like that. That's the reason for me taking it back, because I do feel like I compromise more often than other people. You get what I'm saying? It's like I don't want to say because I don't really consider myself selfless per se, but I would say I want to see the people I love happy. And that's the thing, I want to see you in happiness. And even if that happiness has to steer from me correcting you when you're wrong, or it has to stem from, me helping you, you get what I'm saying, in this area or that area, whatever you call me for. So a lot of times I do compromise myself, or I do want to be okay, I don't know how to quite say no, if I see a person that I love and need. So then that also becomes my issue. Also, my issue is overly explaining a situation that will never be understood. And that's also important, because when you are, one thing about it, it was the quote that said, winners never quit. And that is absolutely the reverse of how I feel. Winners know when to quit. And sometimes that's exhausting yourself. That's exhausting your mind and explaining yourself, or like continuously hitting a wall with someone, whether it's a friend, whether it's a companion. And when I say hitting a wall, you consistently explaining yourself and them never understanding. And sometimes it's because they will never be to that level of understanding. And that's okay. And that's okay. That's okay in the light of them not being to the level of understanding. But what's not okay is you continuing to break yourself down, compromise yourself, bang your head against the wall to get them to understand it. Because, and then on the other hand, it is people that completely understand where you're coming from, but they will not allow you to have the relief of them understanding that, if that makes any sense. Like, it's more important to them to keep you in this space or keep you in this limbo of having you feel like you're just talking crazy. But also, my friend Pooh, she just said to me, before I make this video, before I hop on here, she just said to me, sometimes you are talking crazy, because they won't understand, they won't comprehend. So she said it's like having machinery, and you're trying to teach this machinery from, you're trying to do programming on this machinery from 96, and this programming can only be done on a model from 2022. So you are talking crazy. You are completely talking crazy, because it's not, my programming cannot program in that way. I will never understand you. And then we have to come to that point. And we also have to come to the point of being okay with the fact that this person doesn't understand me, and being okay with, it's okay to move on. And not just being like, they don't understand me, whatever, I just take what I can get. Don't take what you can get. You get what I'm saying? And you cannot also live in the means of, because I hear these type of statements all the time. You cannot just take what you're getting because it's people that's getting less. That doesn't mean that you have to compromise your standards. Just because people are receiving less, it doesn't mean that you have to put yourself in a situation where you will receive less as well. You get what I'm saying? Like, okay, well, I'm being ungrateful. You're not being ungrateful for wanting what you want. It's unfortunate that they are in a position that they are not receiving what they want, but that doesn't mean you should compromise your standards and your ideals. Yeah, so it's just and I have to, and I go back and forth with myself, because sometimes I do get knocked off of my pedestal, and it's me knocking myself off. I'm knocking myself off, you get what I'm saying, because I have these emotions, I have these feelings, and I feel like they need to get out. I feel like I need to explain myself. However, sometimes when I explain myself and it's not understood in the light that I want it to be understood, then I find myself in a depressive state. And I found myself in that depressive state today. Today was not a good day, but today this video has to be made, because this video will be made every Wednesday. And I said, and if that's one standard, if that's one thing that I'm going to hit on my list, then I'm going to hit that on my list. Today has been a rough day. I made sure that Ivy made it to school at 7:45. I did not make it to class today. I did not clean up my home like I planned on. And I did not make this video as early as I planned on doing it, but I did make the video. So now I, have to set new goals, new things for myself. I have to set new goals and new standards for myself. That's what I have to do now at this point. So I'm going to go get me a dry erase board. I'm going to, and I'm going to write these things out, because sometimes it's easier to write them out than to just have them in the back of my head, because ultimately it's like, I want to be better, so I have to do better. And it's just that simple. But it's not simple in the same sense. Like, so when I said it's that simple, because that comes off offensive. So I have to be careful with what I say. I also have to be careful, and I know that people need to be careful with saying it's fine or it's okay, and it's not okay, and it's not fine. So sometimes I will say okay if someone says something that I do not like, or well, all right, and then just leave it there, because saying that it's fine or it's okay makes it okay for this to occur again. And I realized that with this past Monday, I had a reoccurrence of a situation that happened last year. And it was because I okayed the situation. So ultimately, if you were able to get past it at this point, why can't you get past it again at another point? And why can't you get past it again at another point? You've already okayed it. So it's okay. So at some point, you have to cut the cycle, or the cycle continues. Sometimes it's hard to cut the cycle when it first starts because you don't notice that it's starting. But the first time that something happens, that's at the time where you decide if you're okay with this or not. The second time that it happens, that it happens to you, it is intentional. No one does something twice by mistake or mishap, or no one. It doesn't happen by mistake. These actions are intentional because you know the consequence of this action. You know how a person feels behind what you are proceeding to do. So it's not an accident. It is intentional. So once you live in the light that you know for a fact that, like, and this is gonna be and I'm gonna say with friends and stuff like that, friends, for example, or mates. If you tell someone something that hurts your feelings and it happens again, the first time it happened, and the reason they tried it again is because you okayed it. So that means that you, for a say, explain to them that this is not something I do. This is not okay with me. But I okayed it by continuously dealing with you or dealing with this situation. So then the second time it happens is completely intentional, because why should I have to change? And I'm not giving change. And I know this may sound crazy to people because it's like, well, don't you give people chances? Sometimes you give people chances, and sometimes, you get what I'm saying, it can be an honest mistake, and sometimes you do have to give people, and sometimes I wouldn't say you do have to, because you never have to give anybody an additional chance. But you can, give someone a chance if you feel like, they this lesson is learned, and they've grew from this, and they understand that this is something. And sometimes people are completely ignorant to certain situations. They are, but most people aren't. So I say this to, be mindful, pay attention to red flags again once you are dealing with people. And I would say not just mates, but also friends as well. Be mindful of people that lack the fact of taking accountability when it comes to certain situations. And also understand, and people that also, when you're hurt, they're hurt because you're hurt. That's also a huge red flag right there, because I can't allow to feel how I feel, because now you're feeling how you feel because of the way you made me feel. Um, I just, today is just, today it's a rough day, but it's not a rough life. And I will say that because I had to realize, sometimes I have to differentiate between if it's a rough day, a rough hour, a rough moment. It's a rough day. But it won't be a rough week, and it won't be a rough month, and it won't be a rough year. And that, if that makes things better, today I just needed to, I had to lay down. I had to sit in my thoughts. I had to talk about how I felt a lot today. I had to explain, and I have, friends that I could talk to. I could just sit on the phone, Pooh, Tiana, and Yale. Even though Yale's in Jamaica, he still sat on the phone with me, and he talked to me about, about how I felt, and also understanding her feelings, and understanding that, like, hey, my feelings really hurt, behind the situation. And I did cry. I cried Monday. I cried Tuesday. I cried today. And these are things that made me feel better. And I don't feel like I can't sit in my emotions. And, you feel like, but then you have to also understand if it's getting too out of control. And I always say that, you're getting too out of control. But I do feel like at this moment, I feel like I'm in control of the situation. And I feel like I am moving forward in the right direction I need to move forward in. Tomorrow will be better. Um, and the day after that will be even better. But I'll still have rocky days this year. And I will let you all know when the rocky days have, occur. But even saying this, with my last video, I am still, on a 6 month cleanse, of, just bettering myself, just, getting in a healthier spot where I can get up and pick up and do the things that I want to do when I want to do them. So I hope everyone had a beautiful Valentine's Day. I hope that you felt the love that you deserve, because that is very important. I hope this month is fulfilling to you. I hope tax season is great to you too, because those taxes coming. Once again, if you want something you never had, you have to do something you never did. And this is something that I never did for myself. And that means, and when I say like, being solid in what I believe and what I feel, and being direct and saying how I feel in the moment. Well, not in the moment, because I do think about what I say before I say it. And also being more raw. When I say raw, I mean like just in my own skin. Like, I do completely love my lashes, but I do sometimes want to just be raw. And it just, I don't know, because it's like, I want to get comfortable, and because I'm not exactly comfortable in the skin. That's also goes into like me one of my weight loss goals, and then that's the reason, like, I've taken it back from, like, dating as well, because it's like, if I'm not comfortable with my skin, then I can't quite be comfortable with someone else, because it's like, as soon as they say something or whatever like that, and I would say that because in a previous relationship I was in, the person kept saying stuff about my weight and how, like, I needed to lose my stomach and how I need to do this and the other, and I had become completely uncomfortable because I wasn't comfortable in the skin I was in. And I did not express that, in a relationship, and I was uncomfortable, you get what I'm saying? I no longer felt, desired. So, all of this is to say that I just want to focus on myself. I just want to become healthier. I want to become a healthier version of me. I'm ready to meet this version of me. So, in the next few months, I'm pretty sure I will meet different versions of myself, and I will still tell you more and more about the Chameleon book as I finish it. Bell Hooks is beautiful, a beautiful feminist, a beautiful womanist, a beautiful sociologist, and make sure you rest in peace. Have a beautiful Wednesday. Happy Wednesday.